Good afternoon, everyone. I am Matthias, and welcome to Regenerations Creations. I'm using this channel as an outlet for all of my creative endeavors, including philosophy, theology, history, music, and creative writing. I already have plans to post videos on my personal philosophy, base covers, and audiobook versions of my short stories, along with videos on the backstory and the lore of the world the stories take place within. A little bit about me first. I've always been a huge nerd. I built up my cred by doing everything from spending lunchtime in the school library, reading fantasy books, to boring my friends and family with constant tidbits of random history. Sadly, I also learned that not everyone likes nerds. The name calling hurt, but the real heavy hitter for me is watching your friends or loved ones' eyes glaze over as you ramble on about things that it seems only you care about. As a defense mechanism from this, I learned just not to talk about my hobbies and interests. I would try to stay in the back of the group, listening and trying to get a joke in now and then, but never talking about my passions, for fear of rejection and non-interest. So I was no longer called a nerd, but then people would start calling me smart. Well, that just felt like one step removed from a nerd, and just another way that I didn't fit in. So I acted dumb, stopped trying academically. I'm also very hard on myself, with very low self-esteem. So I would constantly tell myself that I was boring, uncreative, that I have nothing to say, that I'm just not enough. Some of this changed when I started college. In junior college, I pursued my love of history, but also found new academic interests in civics, economics, and philosophy. This carried on as I went to California State University and got my bachelor's in history with a minor in philosophy. In college, I was able to find love for learning again, and I expanded my intellectual horizons. But then college ends, and the nonstop cycle of endless work begins. As the years went on, I stopped reading, stopped writing. Really, I even stopped thinking. I became lost, scared, angry, and a depressed little man. I was an alcoholic, an atheist, and an asshole. After a long low point, I found a career path that I found meaning in, and I got off the liquor. The rebirth had begun. Then I started playing Pathfinder, a tabletop role-playing game similar to Dungeons and Dragons. It was my first time playing anything like this, and I got pretty hooked early on. We had played a lot, and then it was time to make new characters. I'd always loved paladins since the days of Warcraft 3, so I decided to make one in this game, a champion by their rule set. The problem was, in the world my dungeon master had created, God abandoned the world. So how would my paladin, a holy warrior, a champion of the divinity, have any powers? So I sat down and wrote about 4 pages on how the character would work and what the backstory was. That week, I went back multiple times a day to add or edit the document, and I realized it gave me a sense of fulfillment and joy that I had not experienced before. I poured my love of history, philosophy, theology, fantasy, and general lore into it. I realized maybe I'm not creative. Maybe I don't have anything to say, but dang, this was a lot of fun and super engaging. So why not keep it up? While coming up with the metaphysics and belief structure of my character, I thought, well, what about my actual beliefs? My philosophy professors had told us that it was very important to write down what you believe so you can check it for contradictions, inconsistencies, and then ultimately use it as a guiding light through your life. I never did this though, mostly because I wasn't sure what I believed. But since I was in a writing mood, I gave it a shot, and it was another amazing and enlightening experience. I hope to share a few things that I think are close to the truth, and that through explaining it and having a dialogue about it, I will get even a little bit closer to that truth. Then, sadly, my Pathfinder group broke up, but I was still so invested in my character, I couldn't just let him die. So I kept fleshing out his backstory. But now, I wasn't constricted by the world of my dungeon master. Now, I could create whatever I wanted. Now I'm about 37 pages deep in the backstory and world building, and I have about 9 chapters of story written. My journey recently has been amazing, and I want to keep this momentum going. So I've decided to start this YouTube channel and upload all of my recent creative endeavors. In a song I wrote that I hope to post here one day, I said, "Now I remain in joyful expressions of pain." I feel like all the hardship and the joy I've gone through have led me to the here and the now. So why not be reborn with passion and excitement? Also, as I wrote, it's time to be the whole me and leave behind self-pity. I hope that something in this video resonated with you, even if just in some small way. If it did, then please stay tuned for more. If not, then I thank you for giving it a chance. I am Matthias of Regenerations Creations, and I hope we could all find something to enjoy together. Thank you.